Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and do you want to protect your wheels? I want to show you how. All right, guys, so let's talk through this project and the reasons why you would want to do this on your car, whether it's new or old, if your wheels are new or old. Now, in this case, we're really lucky. We're going to be doing them on brand new wheels. So we're going to limit some of the steps we would take today if your wheels have been on the car for a while. I'm not actually going to do the new black wheels on my new G87. If you haven't seen my video for the brand new BBS Unlimited wheels that I have on my car, that's what we're going to do today. They don't even have tires on them yet, so it's going to make it a little bit easier to do, but I will talk through the steps of what you need to do if your wheels are still on the car itself, or if you take your wheels off and you can get the surface face and the barrel as well, which is what I recommend. But it's going to be even easier to do today. Now we're going to be using the CarPro DLUX product. This is a fantastic ceramic coat that you can use on your wheels. You can also use it on plastics as well, but we're going to be using it primarily and only on the wheels today. And this is a really good idea. This helps keep your wheels cleaner. Now, they're still going to get dirty. Ceramic coat isn't magic. They're still going to get dirty, but water and dirt and dust and brake dust and all those things are going to come off that much easier and help maintain the look of your car. And it's a great way for always that visual appearance when you walk up to your car. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Like I said, we're going to start on an unmounted BBS Unlimited wheel. I couldn't be more excited to get these coated and on the car, and this is a vital piece that I'm going to do before I mount the wheels. Let's jump in. All right, but because the wheels are actually off the car and don't even have tires on them, we can approach this a little bit differently than if we had them, the wheels actually, as you can see in the background, on the car itself. Now, I will ceramic coat those at a future date, and I will walk through the entire process of what it's going to like to decontaminate them. But right now we're going to talk about it. So these wheels should be essentially clean. If they were not, obviously you would start, and if they were on the car itself, wash it thoroughly with a good product and get them as literally as clean as possible. I'm also a big fan of the Tuga wheel cleaner that you can get from CarPro and Sky's the Limit Car Care. I use Tuga on my wheels all the time to get brake dust off. So what I'm going to do on those wheels, wash the car thoroughly, use Tuga to clean the wheels themselves, and just get into every possible nook and cranny. I would also am going to take the wheels off the car as well so I can get into the barrels and clean very thoroughly. Once everything is completely clean as you can possibly get it, and I mean getting into the nooks and crannies, pull out the center caps, pull out your lugs, get into absolutely everything, because this is what we really want to get into when we're ceramic coating. We just don't want the surface. I mean, surface is better than nothing, but if you have an opportunity to do the whole wheel very, very thoroughly, make sure to do that. So once you've cleaned with whatever your favorite product is, I'm also a big fan of the CarPro Eraser. This is a really good product that you can use just to get rid of any of the lingering chemicals, right? So just wipe down, and in this case, these are probably clean, but I'm not, I don't know BBS's manufacturing process and what these might have touched or not touched before they got put in the box. What I don't want to have is any residue or anything that's going to adhere with or mess with the adherence of, of the ceramic coat itself. Okay, so I'm going to clean the barrels as well, because I'm going to be doing, that's the inside walls of the wheel. I'm going to make sure to get the barrels, but I'm going to go through and clean everything very, very thoroughly. The nice thing about these unlimited wheels, where you look at the OEMs back there that are even more complex and have lots of nooks and crannies, they're going to be really, really dirty when I pull them off, when I get these unlimiteds installed. They're going to be really dirty. They're going to take me a long time to do, I suspect, to get thoroughly clean. Okay, but yeah, and there's really nothing on my rag. It's one of the reasons why I used a white microfiber towel. I wanted to see if I got anything off it at all. The inside of the barrels might have a little bit. Just going to give it a little bit more here. My towel's starting to get a little bit dry. But I expect that these are going to be just absolutely pristine clean, considering they've just come out of the box. So you can see they still have the BBS sticker on it if you can see it on the camera. Okay, so now I'm going to give this a once over again here in a second to make sure I haven't missed anything. But before we apply the ceramic coat, you want to make sure that everything is as clean as you can get it. Also, if you're using eraser, wipe the whole wheel down, and then give it a few minutes to make sure that it's dry, that you don't have any wet residue of the eraser left as well. Okay, so get your wheels completely clean, and then we're going to walk through applying the deluxe ceramic coat. All right, so now the one thing I want to point out is obviously I'm wearing gloves. So when you're dealing with ceramic coat, you always want to make sure to be wearing good gloves. Don't get it on your skin. Now, the kit comes with an applicator block, kind of like if you were ceramic coating your car, where you would wrap these microfiber cloth around the block itself to help you put it on. That's probably not going to work all that well, though it will in the barrel for sure. So I'll use the block in the barrel, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But go ahead and just take one of the microfiber cloth. Now, when you put this on, ceramic coat is not hard, but you just want to make sure to put it on as evenly as you can. So I'm gonna work my way kind of in sections at a time, where I'm gonna work across the face of one, down into the ridges, into the trough, and around to make sure that I coat. Now, or coat evenly. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that ceramic coating has a flash time that is really, really dependent on your air temperature. And they say anywhere between 1 minute to 8 minutes to give it time to cure. On a cold day, so like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you're talking like 8 minutes. It can be as little as 1 minute if it's like 90 degrees, right? So today, it's about 70, 72, right in the middle. So I'm gonna give it probably 2 to 3 minutes cure time. That also gives me enough time to do a fairly large section of the wheel in one shot before I worry about it curing on me, right? So you just take and go ahead and just drip some onto the rag around your cloth. Okay, and then just start evenly. So I'm going to start down this spoke right here, work my way across, work down into the little valley here. And of course, every wheel is going to be different, right? But you guys get the idea as we work around. And I want to make sure that I get each part very, very thoroughly as I go through, and I don't miss anything. Some of the more complicated wheels, and this is really simple, which is why I'm kind of excited to do these wheels, is that they are actually pretty straightforward as far as wheel design and being able to apply a coating like this. If you have wheel designs that have a lot more nooks and crannies, much like the OEMs over there, which is going to be an entirely different job, or you have a larger wheel with, like maybe the bolt pattern designs around them as well, you can actually get a kit. You can see those little applicator pads. They have little foam applicators on a stick to help you get down in the nooks and crannies. In this case, I don't think I'm going to need it, though I am going to make sure to be very thorough to get down into the corners where the spokes meet into the wheel barrel itself. I don't know about you guys, but I noticed that those collect dirt the most. They collect brake dust the most on your wheels. So I'm just going to continue applying to my microfiber cloth, trying to be as thorough and as even as possible, one section at a time, to make sure that I don't miss anything as I work my way around the wheel. This is going fast enough that I'm going to do this entire wheel face in one shot, because I figure I probably have 2 to 3 minutes of flash time on this, probably out with the temperatures today. So I've got enough time to work my way all the way around the wheel very thoroughly. Now, what I can see, and if you have good lighting like this, I can see where sometimes, like in that little stroke right there, it was a little uneven. I could tell where that was the first part that I hit with my cloth after I applied some more of the product. And I could see how the coating wasn't really even, so I just went back over it again just to make sure. So you don't want any high spots or low spots where it's thin, or any that is like a high spot that might cause a little bit of a rough patch, where you could feel it in the wheel, right? So just continue to work your way around. Now, I also am only going to do one wheel because the process is going to be the same. I mean, obviously I'm going to do all four, especially with these off the car, but I'm just going to show one because it's just going to be a repeat process here. I will show the barrel, doing the inside barrel here in a second, because you'll want to use the applicator block. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I feel like I missed a spot right there. Yep, probably did. Just work our way around, and I'm almost back to where I started. All right, so you guys got the idea. Let me finish up the surface face here, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then once it flashes, and I give it another couple of minutes, and the ceramic coat flashes or starts to solidify, you just very lightly buff off with a clean microfiber towel in a circular motion, okay? So that's pretty much all the way around. You guys get the idea for the surface face, and then I'll show you the barrel next. All right, so I don't want to put the wheels down on their face right now because obviously I've had flash and a little bit of cure time on the surface coating, but I don't want to mess that up at all. So I don't want to set it down, especially something on a rough surface like these are actually sitting on the boxes that the wheels came in. So I've put it up on edge and kind of chalked it in with towels to make sure that it doesn't roll away on me. But if you have one of those really cool wheel rollers, that would be cool. I just don't have any of those. So when you look at this, this is a good place to use the application block that the kit came with, like as if you were ceramic coating, you know, your paint itself. You just wrap one of the microfiber cloths around the block, and then you just drip down the cloth itself. So this should be really straightforward. Just simply apply in good even motions all the way across. I want to make sure I get a nice even coat all the way around. And I can see it a little bit more reflective as I look at this. So I can kind of see where I've been. But I also can use, like, say, the spokes of the wheel itself to be able to tell how far I've gone in the application, right? Now, there's a little bit of foam on the application block that will help you, will help absorb the product. But just make sure you don't run dry as you go through all this and you get a nice even coat all the way around. Okay? In this case, I'm going to dig in. It might be a little bit off camera a little bit, but I'm going to dig in a little bit to make sure I get it up where the barrel meets the back of the spokes. Now, that actually also reminds me, the other thing I'm going to do, just to be thorough, because while I'm here, I might as well, I'm going to get the back of the spokes too. Even though I'm, you know, unless the wheel's off, I'm really never going to see it. But, you know, if I'm here, I might as well do it right? So, okay. So we're just going to work my way the rest of the way around. Like I said, this is the very first wheel of the set, so I'm going to do the remaining 3 off camera because it's going to be the exact same process. But just make sure you get a nice even coat all the way around. I'm using my spokes here to track where I've been. It's going to work my way up. Also holding it to make sure that it doesn't roll on me, as I'm just applying a little bit more pressure as I get through some of these upper sections. Okay? That's pretty much the whole barrel. All right, y'all, so we had about a good 5 or 6 minutes. We should be good to go. So I'm going to use the same cloth that I used before, same microfiber towel. Kind of work my way around, and you can feel a little bit of kind of resistance as you're rubbing at this that smooths out, which is why you want to just buff this out. And again, as much as you can, they do recommend kind of a circular motion, so try to do that as much as you can with the surface. And you know, the barrel of this wheel makes it a lot easier to do as you kind of work your way around, because it's a lot bigger space, of course, right? So really straightforward. You can tell this is not a hard thing to do. I don't know why you wouldn't do this, candidly. Try to take care of your wheels, make sure that they stay in really good condition. Plus, it's going to make, you know, you're cleaning your wheels and everything else later that much easier. Okay, especially if you can tie it in with something like I'm going to do in a different project where I'm actually going to do my calipers as well. Okay, so just buff off the rest of this and you're pretty much good to go. All right, y'all, so if you're all done, go ahead and clean up and put your tools away. Make sure to wear gloves through the whole process. And this really is a straightforward project that I don't know why you wouldn't do this. So make sure to take the time and invest this little bit of extra protection into your wheels. All the links for the products you're going to need to do this will be in the video description below, so make sure to check that out. I really appreciate you watching, and I really appreciate CarPro and Sky's the Limit Car Care for having such fantastic products that are really so easy to work with, that once you get familiar with them, there's no reason why you couldn't do this work yourself. Please make sure to click like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to my channel, and I would truly appreciate it because I have a ton of projects coming that I cannot wait to share with you, especially for the new G87. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.